welcome to Inspired Methylene Marketing channel here on YouTube. My name is Karen and this is my lovely husband Trevor. Today we're going to talk about the benefits of working a 6-day work week. Woohoo! Woohoo! Doesn't that sound like fun? We do have a method to our madness. So, Jocko Willink says, discipline equals freedom. He just used that quote on me right before we pressed record. So a bit more than half of all startups actually survive to their 4th year. Oh my goodness, only half survive to the 4th year. So there's something going on that we want to break down and share with you. So,
all right.
Any ideas or any, I guess not statistics, but any examples you want to share?
Well, the biggest thing with any business owner starting out is at the very beginning, they're very gung-ho and excited about the business and
shiny object.
And then at the very beginning, they've got all their friends, their family, they're calling people they used to work with and all these other folks to try and get some business, and they're doing all the things necessary to get started. And then as time goes on, they get into bad habits, they lose momentum, they lose motivation, and
the shiny object's no longer shiny.
And you know, they get hit with 1, 2, 3 things in a row, and automatically they're like, I don't know if this is worth it anymore. So you know, really having the discipline to stick through it on a regular basis so that you can be successful in year 4, year 5, and 6. That's where it comes in.
Yeah, and that's where the stride hits, right? If you keep doing it.
Yeah.
So what sets the successful business owner apart from the rest of the population?
Well, successful business owners, they build into their lives systems, right? A successful business runs on systems. You think about McDonald's, Starbucks, any of these chain restaurants, things that are successful, they have systems in place that help them to make their lives better. So they have consistent marketing systems, they've got sales processes, they've got cleaning systems, they've got training systems, they've got all these different things in place that help everything flow and work together like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, like I was thinking of an assembly line when you said that. If you do one thing before you should and do it in the wrong order, it affects the whole outcome. So you want to stick to that mass assembly kind of idea in the things that you can in your business so that you have success, right?
Yeah. And a lot of companies are bootstrapped, so they don't have a lot of cash flow behind them, so they have to, you know, rely on getting a lot of sales and doing a lot of the other things at the same time. So that is also a factor in business success too.
Yeah. So, big question, how hard do you actually have to work when you first start your business?
You have to work really hard. You got to work really hard when you're starting a new business, and I don't think that ever stops. I think the level of work and the type of work that you do changes, but I think you continuously need to be working hard on your business, creating new systems and ways to make it more efficient, and just following a path to you know, more sales. Getting the right team around you, making sure they're well trained in what they're doing. So there's always something to do and exciting things that you need to be working on in your business going forward. Yeah,
true. Well, do you always, so you don't really then, well, you've kind of already answered this. Do you always have to work that much as time goes on? Let's say you're past 4th year, the 4th year.
Yeah.
What, can you let up a little bit, or what do you do?
Well, I think what happens is you shift, right? So you shift from wearing all the hats to only wearing one hat, and you just take care of the most important things. Because you have built up a team around you that can take care of all those other things that you used to have to do, right? So that's really, I think, what changes. You schedule your work and you schedule what's necessary, and you plan it out so that you know, you've got a set schedule for the week, and you know exactly what you're doing. And you're really taking more of the top level, the high level stuff that needs to be addressed. And everyone else is taking care of the small details, right? Customer service issues and, you know, ordering materials and all these other things. You have other people in place to do that. So you can focus on, you know, networking, growing your business, and, you know, meeting with your team leads in order to make things more efficient and better going forward.
Yes. So what are some short-term goals versus long-term goals when you own your own business? When it comes to time freedom and discipline and things like that.
Yeah. So short-term goals for any new business, you want to be, making sales.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to get your Google My Business listings up and going. You've got to, try and reach for as many reviews as possible. You want to get your marketing stuff on point and create that marketing system so that you are always getting consistent phone calls, emails, people wanting your service, right? So some short-term stuff that you need is cash flow. Number one is cash flow. And then from there, you can start building that team. Long-term goals, you want to eventually walk away from the business and not have to be in there 24/7, 365. You want to have some time freedom, right? Long-term, the whole reason we start a business in the first place is not so that we can create ourselves a job forever and ever. We want to have some time freedom and financial freedom. Those are the long-term wins when you have a really successful business. You can actually step away for a week or two or a month or whatever so that you can spend time with the people that you love, doing the things that you enjoy with them. That's really the goal of anybody who's wanting to start a business, is to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Right?
And some people really get that backwards, and especially the marketing world, that they think they're going to be on a laptop by the beach in their first whatever years. It just doesn't work like that. You either have to put money into someone else doing it or advertising, but you have to have those systems in place, and you have to already know what you're doing. It comes down to it, expertise, right? Otherwise you have to outsource it, and that takes time and money from somewhere else. So it doesn't just happen.
Yeah, it costs you something no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do systems help you reach those goals?
Well, I think we shared a lot of that already. So just making sure you've got systems in place.
And that they're repeatable and you can scale that, right?
Exactly. You can scale systems. You can scale those things. You can ramp them up and ramp them down. You can change things out. And if maybe you want to have a second location. If you have all of those systems in place and you know the people in the right roles, you've got the marketing systems on point, you've got sales, service, all these things, figured out, then you're just taking it and multiplying it across several different locations. So having systems in place just helps you to scale. Yeah, it's when you don't have systems that you can't scale.
Yeah, and it leads to that productivity that you want. Yeah. So how much time should be spent on administrative tasks that aren't really making you money?
Well, you need to spend some time on them, right? You have to either have yourself spending time on them, or you need to have people in place to do those for you. There's no getting around it. You need to do admin tasks. So I would say you need to devote at least a few hours a week. Yeah,
like do you think an 80-20% rule applies to this? Where maybe like 20% is your administration and 80% is your sales and your income producing activities.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that.
But what happens a lot of times with business owners is they spend 0 time on administration and 100% of time on the work side of things, so being the technician in the business.
That's true.
And then it comes tax time,
and
they come in with a bunch of boxes of receipts, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it can backfire.
It can backfire, 100%.
Okay. So how much time should be spent on marketing and sales tasks then?
Marketing and sales, well, sales should be an all the time thing, right? Should always be, working on selling, talking to new people. Marketing, it needs to be an all the time thing, but you're not working on it all the time. So marketing needs to be 1 to 2 hours a week working on your marketing. And you should also have maybe somebody helping you in the background, especially if you're a smaller company and you don't have a large budget to employ a graphic designer, a web developer, an ads person, and all this stuff. Hire an agency to help you because it's more cost effective and they'll be working on it full time like we do for our clients. We work on our clients' stuff all the time so that they don't have to, right? The things that we do help them with is creating that repeatable schedule and help them with creating content and making it duplicatable and repeatable so that it's easy and time efficient, so that they're not wasting tons of time on marketing.
Yeah, sure. So how detailed should a schedule be for a business?
Well, it should be set up in blocks, right? Set up in blocks of time so that you've got all the time for meeting with clients, you've got time for meeting with the team, you've got time for education and learning, you've got time for just buckling down and doing client work. You've got time available in your schedule to do all of these things. So make it as detailed as you can. We set our schedule up quite detailed. We've got the morning for doing client work and the afternoon for client meetings. And then on the weekends is we also do client work, and then in the afternoons on Fridays is when we are recruiting talent.
Sure.
So you got to make time for everything. And if you have it planned and in your schedule, then it just makes it easier because you know what's coming up next.
True.
And nothing gets left undone.
Yes. So how rigid should you be in sticking to that schedule?
As rigid as you can, because if you get pulled away and distracted from your schedule and from the work that needs to get done, then it takes so much longer to get back on path and back on the task.
Yeah, and what you allow will happen over and over again. So if you allow your clients to dictate their schedule into your schedule, you need to come up with something mutual and stick to it, because they will just suck up anytime, anywhere, and you'll be burnt out.
Yeah.
Totally, I've seen that over and over again.
Yeah, 100%.
Common complaint.
Discipline equals freedom.
How does having an efficient schedule help you in your business then? Like long term? Like how does that, like have you seen any results from it with our business?
Yeah, I get more done.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah, I get more done having things on a schedule and being focused in my work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it helps a lot. And I know that moving forward, it's just going to help us scale, because once we develop our team, then I'm really going to be managing the leaders who are managing the other projects.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more of a hierarchy that we're building and trying to create the structure so that when we scale and have more people helping more clients, then the system is duplicatable, repeatable, and so on and so on. So it's just really rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about this actually when I went on a client call last week, and I knew it was the time where we should probably do some videos. And I went into the call and I was thinking, well, I could just kind of slack a little with it and not really bring it up because maybe I don't feel like it and they probably don't feel like it. But then it would have just pushed everything back. So I just immediately made the decision in my mind, no, we're going to do videos today, and I put it out, let's just do some videos, and we did them. We got them done.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had slacked off at all, we would not have got them done. I'd have less content for their website and their YouTube channel.
Yeah, and just like, today, I mean, we've been wanting to get these videos done for a few days now.
Yeah.
And we let things get in the way of actually making the time for creating the videos, and it hurts us. Yeah. Right?
And if you really want to get something done, you'll find a way to do it.
You will.
Yeah.
So
thanks for joining us here on YouTube, on our marketing channel, Inspired Method. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos, make some comments. We'd love to hear your feedback, and have a great day. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.